Awesome, let's get started. So neither analytical nor creative, the personal essay is a combination of both that reveals who the student is. Um, your college essays are really the best way for us as admissions counselors to get to know you, right? This is, we don't have you sitting next to us when we're reviewing your application. So this is kind of our only opportunity to really get to know you to the best of our ability. And these essays really give us an insight into who you are as a person, who you're going to be within the respective community. So a lot of, especially smaller liberal arts colleges like Reed, are really focused on this ideology of community. And so who are you in your respective community, and how do we see you fitting within our communities? And these essays really help us do that. But something to think about with a lot of this information is that essays are not the only place that you're communicating with a college, right? There are so many places. So you can use a lot of this information and a lot of that communication as well. Something like other parts of the application. Anytime you email a college, we save that email. Our admissions tracking software allows us to save all the conversations that we have with you. And when we go back and review your application, I might pull up your profile and go back and look through all the different conversations we have. So a lot of this is also based, some of the communication that you said, it's not necessarily just limited um, to the essays themselves, but to other places um, as well. So one of the hardest things I think in determining is what to write your essay on. And so we're going to do an objects exercise to really help you start to think about what kind of objects can you write your. I need my cheat sheet. Um, so what we're going to do is I'm going to present a whole list of questions to you. And these are questions that should hopefully help you think of objects that you could potentially write your essay on. On that worksheet that Ben emailed you out, there should be like an objects exercise section where you can write these lists, write these items on, or just any piece of paper. You're not submitting this to anyone. This is really just for you. But these are some objects that you can think about writing your essay on, or using these really as a crux to write your essay. And so I'll give you a great example before we start with the questions. My object is my car key. It's a simple everyday thing that a lot of people have, but for me, it's a symbol of access. When I was 16 years old, from when I was 16 to when I was 19 years old, I saved up $10,000 working part-time retail jobs. Um, and when I was about 18 years old, I started going to Portland State University. I'm not a Reed graduate. I went to a different school. And I used to take the bus to school. And I would get to class late all the time, or other issues with the buses. It would just, the public transportation system, it improved vastly since then. But back then wasn't all that great. And I would always, the buses would break down, or I would be like late to class or whatever. One time I was eating a bagel on the bus and someone just took the bagel out of my hand and started walking away and eating it. I was like, all right, I guess you needed that more than I did. But I was just fed up with public transportation. So I saved up that $10,000 and I put it as a down payment on a car, brand new, fresh off the lot, 2011 Honda CRV. And this was my dream car, because that's how sad my life is. But nevertheless, it was my dream car, and this car allowed me to continue going to college. I made all of my classes on time, and I was able to be a first generation college graduate, first in my family to have a degree, to have any education really outside of a high school diploma. And it allowed me to move my sister into college when she went, and allow her to get an education. So we both became educated. It allowed me to really it allowed me to start working full time after college, and I worked for a variety of places before, and it allowed me to earn money and provide some resources for my family that we didn't necessarily have before, and it allowed us to step up our level of privilege as people, and so this key specifically is not only this like basic everyday thing, but for me, it was a symbol of access. It's a symbol of privilege. It was a symbol of growth in my life, and something that I was proud of to save up that much money as a teenager in order to put it down as a down payment on this. And I still drive this car. It's the same exact car I drive to this day. It brings me to read every day to get to work with awesome students like you. So that's just my object. So I'm gonna list a bunch of questions that'll hopefully prompt some ideas for you to think about some objects that you can write down. So the first one is, what's your favorite gift that you've ever been given? What reminds you of your family? What's in your bag right now that probably isn't in anyone else's bag? If your house was on fire, what would you happily leave behind to burn? What object represents a regret? What is something you found? Be careful with this next one. What is something that you stole? What represents your dreams? So these are just some questions to start pondering, to start thinking about, and use to help you think of objects to potentially write about as a